At this time, I would like to introduce to you our guest speaker. And his speech pretty much is in alliance with everything that this great nation is celebrating today and the other 364 days that they should be celebrating. Ray is a United States Marine, served in the 1st Marine Division, Charlie Company, the 3rd Amphibious Assault Battalion. He's also a member of American Legion Post 79. He's an American Legion Rider, a life member of AMVETS, and to him most importantly in his life since 2007, he continues serving our country as a Patriot Guard Rider. Are there any members of the Patriot Guard in our audience today? Patriot Guard Riders, we recognize. Thank you all so much for the outstanding job that you do in escorting our fallen veterans and taking care of the traffic jams. We appreciate you all. Ray is the author of a resolution called 21 Seconds. In his own words, he's going to come to you now and present that resolution. Let's hear it for Ray.
The efforts of requesting honors are easily decided, and sometimes you have to ask yourself, could I have done that? And that's exactly what United States Marine Corps Master Gunnery Sergeant Dan Smith has done here today. I pioneered this resolution called 21 Seconds Military Sacrifice for Fallen to honor our KIAs of war back in December of 2013, but it wasn't until this year that I actually found its final statement. And about 2 years ago, I decided to add our nation's police departments and their end-of-watch police officers. It has been adopted by the American Legion and AMVETS, Department of California, and a state Senate bill written by Senator Joel Anderson from San Diego, to which all have been passed. This resolution centers around the number 21 and the importance to our country, our military, and our police. This is how with the following 9 statements. First, we live in the 21st century, the 21 gun salute, the 21 steps left or right that the sentinel takes at the tomb of the unknowns, the 21 seconds that the sentinel pauses when he faces the tomb of the unknowns. 1776, the birth year of our country, you have those numbers, they equal 21. 09/11/01, that calendar date equals 21, and we know it is 9/11. Pearl Harbor, the USS Arizona Memorial has 21 windows, left, top, and right, commensurate with the 21 gun salute. Honor America Days, United States Code 36, number 112. The 21 days from Flag Day, June 14th, through Independence Day, July 4th. And here's the reason I've added the police. The police have their own 21, and it's called the 21-foot rule. When I found that, I knew I needed to add it as they face danger in the streets every day. This rule is used to training in departments across the country, and it's the minimum distance needed between an officer and an assailant with a blunt force instrument, such as a knife, in order for the officer to have enough time to react and draw his weapon. A resolution that so easily honors our military and our police, and this is how we honor them. Keeping with the framework of the number 21, I'm calling on the country to honor our fallen heroes on the 21st day of the month. We do that by lowering our nation's flag for 24 hours as an act of symbolism. And also on the 21st day of the month, we have a moment of silence of 21 seconds duration at high noon in each time zone as an act of reflection for those heroes that gave their lives in war and our nation's streets. And what makes those 9 statements vitally strong is the 2 worst attacks against our nation are represented here with 9/11 and Pearl Harbor with the USS Arizona Memorial. And with this resolution, we should also adopt and advise our news media, television, radio, private institutions, and specifically our nation's schools to observe this resolution along with all governmental bodies of cities and of our states. Finding my last statement, Honor America Day, is this year in February, and with it already being in the United States Code, number 36, completes and finalizes, after 5 years of research, the statements in this resolution. And by the way, the Honor America Days was started in 1969 by the American Historical and Cultural Society at the height of Vietnam War protests. It was started by J.W. Marriott, but more importantly, the two general chairmen were Bob Hope and Reverend Billy Graham. And it's unfortunate that Reverend Billy Graham passed away on the 21st day of the month, just this past February, about the same time I found this final statement. At no time in our country has the support grown for our troops and military since the 17 years from 9/11. And patriotism was at an all-time high. And when that attack occurred on our country, you couldn't even buy a window flag for your car anywhere in the United States. And we need to bring back that level of patriotism. But unfortunately, as of late, there are people in our country that have grown tired, wearing, and exhausted of the vast memorials that we have in our country today, specifically our military crosses, our flag, and now deprecating our national anthem. A vainglorious attempt to limit your beliefs, and in some cases, obsessed to the point that they want them removed and destroyed. And I don't accept that at all, and I say send them to hell. Anytime you raise the level of patriotism, you automatically destroy and annihilate those who wish to fight against it. And patriotism is 1,776%. And today at Riverside National Cemetery, that's pretty obvious. It's 1,776%. This land is free because one day in your past, you were able to say that you just came back from a war. And maybe you kissed the ground, but you did that because it knew it came with a price. And I'm looking at a good one right over here, and that's Master Gunnery Sergeant Jack Soto, United States Marine Corps, drill instructor and drill instructor of the school, teaching drill instructors. And only a war vet can know those feelings, the comrades you left behind when you came back home and wishing you could forget what's in your head that your eyes have seen. And those feelings are especially felt by veterans who have folded that flag with precision and presented it to a family member whose loved one gave their life serving our country and wore that uniform. Our troops today, with their journey, honors us veterans from past wars here at Riverside National Cemetery, as they still believe in this over 240-year experiment called freedom and democracy. Those troops proved that by signing up and enlisting in our military during a time of war. And those blank checks we all signed, since the birth of our nation, they've never come back insufficient funds. 21 Seconds honors those men and women of character that came from all backgrounds, who trained, gave commitments of self-devotion and courage for our military, proving how they honor veterans from past wars, and we need to do more to honor them, because no country in the world honors their military 12 times a year. And I believe it's about damn time we start doing that too. If Old Glory could speak, she would never have given herself a thought of such a resolution like 21 Seconds, military sacrifice the fallen. But today it seems she may have to do a little bit more work, be more visible, and combat those inside our country that have given up faith in her. And I can't think of any other way that covers the entire spectrum of our troops, our police, and our country with such ease and brilliance as this resolution. And for those of you that fought under this flag, life just has this special essence that others outside of our veteran world will never know. You've truly never lived until you've almost died. So for the wounded that stand here for peace today, we honor you because of those wounds of war, and I'm telling you, welcome home. Veterans are way outnumbered by those who never had to ask themselves when they go to work, will this be my last day? You are America's mighty warriors. That's why this resolution, because I know that you want more ways to honor those who died over there in a foreign land, giving those people the hopes and dreams that we have here, but mostly the value of freedom. The same freedoms that some here don't even hold sacred in their hearts, and that's a shame. Our military history doesn't care about their feelings because we've been too busy serving a greater cause greater than ourselves. Veterans serve as administrators of our KIA, the flag, and our anthem. And this resolution could never equal the will, the power, or the sacrifice of the fallen heroes, but only show honor at a parallel level that we need today. And when I speak of getting this message out there specifically to our nation's schools, I say that because the 9 statements in this resolution are a history class in itself, and future generations need to feel and know what true sacrifice really means. So when that 21st day of the month rolls around, perhaps we should spend a little time studying about our history and our great military history, and not let it simply decay. So on behalf of the Marine Corps and all the branches of the service, once again, welcome home.
How we doing out there?
Good.